Haringey Borough 0, Billericay Town 6. A cracking win on the road for us this afternoon. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, look, I mean, credit to the chaps. I mean, the remit all week has been to start on the front foot, start fast, not to give the opposition any hope. Try and douse their hope as early as we possibly can. And I thought our intentions right from the first minute was exactly where they needed to be. There was a professionalism about us. There was an efficiency. There was a clinical edge. Every chance that presented itself to us, we took, and we put the game to bed inside 20 minutes, which is, again, as I say, credit must go to that group of players. I mean, they've dealt with plenty of adversity over the course of the season. They've dealt with a lot of injury woes, and we've never come out here and complained about it. We just got on with it. We've had a little dip, and I know we've had a dip, and there's been some criticism aimed, but I thought the last 3, 4, 5 games has been very much more like us, Chris. I'm just sitting here, with plenty of optimism and plenty of hope that we'll look after our side of the what's required, but we're still hoping a little that other results go our way. But today I couldn't have asked any more of the squad. I thought they were outstanding.
One player in particular seemed to run the game, Richard Asamoah on the left wing. I mean, he created obviously that first goal when he won the penalty, but his skill and his movement and his balls into the box were absolutely superb all afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, each one of them that had a little fall off in that middle period. I mean, I remember speaking to a couple of supporters who asked, and he just mentally lost his way. He didn't, he lost that bit of belief and that little bit of confidence, and it took us a moment or two to really get him realigned mentally and get him back where we needed to be. And I tried to protect him and look after him, but we know there's an immense talent in there. He's very difficult to handle. I think he knows what the remit is for the summer. He's got to physically develop a little, and he's got to take some responsibility for that. But it's funny because before the game, I'd said to him that he gets in such great positions on the first phase and the second phase, and sometimes he crosses very, very early. And I said to him that you should earn us a lot more penalties. I actually mentioned it to him, pre-game, and said the areas you get into, if you go again, you're gonna get something for us in terms of penalty or free kick. And lo and behold, 2 or 3 minutes in, he's broke through and he's been nice and brave and positive. The goalkeeper's committed and he's earned us a penalty. So I thought he was excellent today. I thought he really set the tone, and he was one of our key performers. And outside of that, you've got to look at Brad and Mo. I thought they were really efficient as well, took their goals extremely well. Could have been more, it could have definitely been more, but we were a little untidy in that middle half hour, Chris, if I'm being honest. Last 15 minutes of the first half, first 15 minutes of the second half, you have to give opposition credit because they got amongst us and made it more difficult for us. But I just thought we were a little bit untidy with the ball and could have controlled the game a little bit better. But it's hard to criticise when you've come away from home and you've won 6-0. It's just critiquing the small details to try and make you better in other moments.
And then you brought Ruben Suarez Jr. on, and he gets himself his first goal since coming back to Billericay. How important was that for him?
Yeah, I think he's worked extremely hard since he's come back in the building. He'll tell you that he's had some moments that he should have done better with in and around the offensive third. But one thing that's never been questioned is his work rate, his willingness to go back. Even in that 80, 85th minute, he's had an overlap run that he's had to track 40, 50, 60 yards with to make a tackle, and that epitomises what he is. And when you get that type of player, you're desperate for him to do well at the other end as well. And to see him get his goal today was really pleasing. He's put a lot in without too much reward on the surface. Today he got his reward. We've been pleased with him. Sydney was back fit today. It was, he could have been either or, but I just felt with Sydney only a couple of sessions under his belt, and as early as it was the right substitution. But credit to Ruben and credit to all the offensive players. 6 goals away from home, is a really good return.
We had Bradley, Ollie, and Alfie substituted in that game. Were they all just tired, or have they?
Yeah, Bradley's was just a precaution. He was starting to fatigue and was tired. He's played a lot of minutes in the course of the last couple of weeks. He was back to back near 90s over Easter. Alfie rolled his ankle with the couple of and I thought there was 2 Stonewall penalties for us as well. One on Alfie, one on Ruben, one in each half. But the one on Alfie did see him roll his ankle, and it just felt a bit uncomfortable. And with a score at 4-0, there's no chance of us taking any risks. We've got 3 huge games left that hopefully develop into 5. And we need all our players fit and healthy, so we took him off as a precaution. Ollie, no different. He'd had a nasty kick on the end of his toe that was sore. He could have played through it, but again, it was just protecting him for the running.
Brilliant. Gary, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.